Join with me in this guided meditation. I'm Reverend Ann Ahokang's, and I invite you to join with me in this meditation on awakening and affirmations. So get yourself comfortable and close your eyes softly. Relax your shoulders. Just feel yourself melting into the spot that you're in. And let's begin by asking a few questions of the 5 areas of life. Where in my physical life can I surrender a little more? Where can I let go of my attachment? Now ask, in my emotions, in my emotional world, where could I surrender just a little bit more? Where could I allow? And now drifting slowly into the material world. Where in my material world could I surrender just a bit? And now opening up to receiving. Open your hands as opposed to closing them. Now let's focus on the realm of relationships. Where could I surrender just a bit more? Where could I allow? Where could I release imposing my will? Which relationships could I let go of? And which relationships could I open my heart to just a bit more? And now bring your awareness to your spiritual life, on your purpose, on your connection, and ask, where could I surrender just a bit more? Regarding my connection to spirit, to source, to the divine, to the all that is, where could I trust? Where could I trust the universe in my life just a little bit more? How can I trust that this moment is perfect? Breathing in, knowing that you are exactly where you're supposed to be right now. That the physical world, the emotional world, the material world, the relationship world, and the spiritual world will benefit and do benefit from a little bit more. So accepting that you are here in this precious, sacred moment, bringing only what you can bring. So allow the universe to unfold with grace and ease, rather than forcing your solution or your point of view. So taking a deep breath. Give yourself permission today, right now, to allow these words to be the truth of your being. Join with me in the I am. I know that asking for help is a sign of self-respect and self-awareness. I know that changing my mind is a strength, not a weakness. Every decision I make is supported by my whole and complete self. I affirm and encourage others as I do myself. I alone hold the truth of who I am. I am allowed to ask for what I want and what I need. I easily ask for what I want and what I need. I am allowed to feel good. I feel good now. I easily balance everything in my life. I am complete as I am, and others support me in being who I am. I am content and release all pain. I do the work that works for me. I am good and getting better every minute. I continue to grow and evolve, and I am going at my own pace. I am held and supported by those who love me. I am in charge of how I feel, and I choose to feel happy. I am listening and open to the messages that Source within has to offer today. I am loved and worthy. I am more than my circumstances. I am open to healing. Within me is all I require to fully heal. I am optimistic, for today is a new day. I am peaceful and whole. I am enough, just as I am, and I deserve all the best life has to offer. Responsibility begins with me. I am safe and surrounded by love and support. I am still learning, so it's okay to make mistakes. I am understood, and my perspective is important. I am valued and helpful. I am well rested and excited for the day. I am worthy, so I invest in myself. I belong here, and I deserve to take up space. I breathe in healing and exhale the painful things that weigh heavily on my heart. I feel free and light. I breathe in trust. I exhale doubt. I am soft in my heart and firm in my boundaries. I choose to control how I respond. I celebrate the good qualities in others and myself. I am a reflection, and life is a reflection of me. I deserve an affirming touch on my own terms. I deserve information, and I deserve moments of silence too. I deserve self-respect and a clean space. As love, I do things in love. There is always help for me. I easily am exactly who I am. I go easily through life and honor the stillness at times. I embrace change and rise to the new opportunity it presents. I embrace the questions in my mind and welcome the answers in my heart in their own time. I grow in my interests, attracted to what makes my heart sing. I have come farther than I could have ever thought possible, and I continue to expand in the most amazing ways. I have everything I require to succeed. I hold community for others and am held in community by others. I have a wisdom beyond knowledge at the core of my being. As I invite abundance, my heart expands in generosity. I invite more art and music into my life. I make room for my life to be more spontaneous. I let go of things that no longer serve me. I make peace with things that are not mine. I look forward to tomorrow and the opportunities. I love that I love what I love. I make decisions based on a good gut feeling. I make changes based on a growing heart. I make time to experience grief and sadness when necessary. I nourish myself with kind words and joyful foods. I practice gratitude for all that I have and all that is yet to come. I release the fears that do not serve me. I respect the cycles of life. I seek out the mystery and wonder in the ordinary. I aim for joy rather than perfection. I tell the truth about who I am and what I require from others. I welcome the wisdom that comes from growing older. I welcome what is. I welcome what comes. I allow myself to evolve. Letting go creates space for opportunities to come. I release what no longer serves me. My body is beautiful in this moment. My body is worthy of being cared for. My feelings deserve to be felt. My heart is open to helpfulness from myself and others. My heart is my guide. My life is easy and comfortable. My perspective is unique and important. My pleasure is unique to me. My sensitivity is beautiful, and my feelings and emotions are valid and important. My weirdness is wonderful. Saying no is an act of self-affirmation. Sometimes the work I need is to rest. I remember that growth can be stillness. There is peace in changing my mind when it is done in love. I see the beauty in everything. So today I look for the beauty. There is always room for me at the table. There is something in this world that only I can do. This is why I am here. There is strength in quiet, and there can be vulnerability in being loud. Today I celebrate that I am younger than I'm ever going to be. Today is an opportunity to grow and learn. I am infinitely brave when I focus on my reason for being. As I forgive myself, I free myself. As I release shame, I move into myself more beautifully. As I ground myself and root myself into the earth rises up to support me. When I speak my needs, when I ask, I receive abundantly. As I talk to myself as I would a friend, I see all my best qualities, and I allow myself to shine. Words may shape my life, but they don't make me who I am. I am who I am already. And as I breathe into these truths, with a grateful heart, I let go and let it be so. Please join with me in affirming, and so it is.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Unity Spiritual Center of Hamilton. Welcome to everybody who's here in the sanctuary today and this wonderful summer day. And welcome to everyone who's joining us online. We are very appreciative of your presence. We're also appreciative of the presence of our very own Reverend Anne, who is back with us today. So, welcome back, Reverend Anne. And here at Unity, this is where we remember that life is a mirror and reflects back to the thinker what he thinks into it. So we begin with Emilio. I almost said fear to faith.
All right. We move from fear to faith when we gather together to pray for the healing of this world and the dawning of a brighter day. We move from fear to faith when we gather together to pray for the healing of the world and the dawning of a brighter day. We move from fear. Yeah, we move. From fear. Yeah, we move. From fear. Oh, we move. From fear. Yeah, we move. From fear to faith. We'll do it again from the beginning. We move from fear to faith. Oh, it doesn't matter anymore. Where we gather together to pray for the healing of the world and the dawning of a brighter day. We move, dawning of a brighter day. We move from fear to faith. Here we go from the top. We move from fear to faith where we gather together to pray for the healing of the world and the dawning of a brighter day. We move from fear. Yeah, we move from fear. Yeah, we move from fear. Oh, we move from fear. Yeah, we move from fear to faith. Almost. And there you go. Okay, we did it. All right. Now we're going to do Amazing Grace by John Newton, accompanied by Natalia Kolash. Just a arrangement. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved and strengthened me. I see. 'Twas grace that brought my heart to sing, and grace my fears relieved. How precious did that grace appear the hour I first believed. Through many dangers, toils and snares, I have already passed. This grace has brought me safe thus far to freedom that will last. And we've been there 10,000 years, bright shining as the sun. We've no less days to sing God's praise than when we first begun. This grace will lead us home. This grace will lead me home. Thank you. All right. Let's wait for that. I was okay. I thought it was the third Sunday, and I was preparing. I was listening to different songs on the way in the car if I'm driving. Anyway, but I know these songs, thank God. I Will Surrender by Karen Drucker, David Roth, and Faith Rivera. Surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith, and I am stronger every moment, every day. My mind is willing and my heart is open wide. I trust my instincts and let spirit be my guide. I vow to live a life that's real and true and free, as I continue walking in this mystery. I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith. And I am grateful every moment, every day. There may be walls, there may be roadblocks in my way, but I can choose to take a higher path each day. And now I know that what I thought was safe and sound was only habit and regret that held me down. I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith, and I am kinder every moment, every day, and I'm more loving every moment, every day. I will surrender every moment, every day.
And it is from this peaceful place that I breathe into this moment, knowing that spirit is all there is, and it is being me right here, right now. And I know that I am the architect of my life through all of my thoughts, beliefs, and feelings. So today, I deliberately choose the good ones, the peaceful ones, the joyful ones. And I allow my life to unfold exactly like this. Grateful for everything, peaceful in this moment. I let go and I let it be so. Please join with me in affirming, and so it is.
This week's inspiration comes from, or is written by Gerald May, adapted from Welcoming Fear as a Friend. The basic lesson is this: fear is not an enemy, but a friend. Fear is something good, something alive, alert, and wild in us. Fear may be a response to danger, but fear itself is not dangerous. On the contrary, it is nothing other than life spirit standing on its toes right here, right now, with clear attention, sharp senses, ready body, flared nostrils, bristled hair, poised muscles, pumping heart, clean breath. When fear does come, let us neither tighten ourselves against what we're feeling, nor become paralyzed by it, but let us live into the bright, sane responsiveness that makes fear possible. Let us welcome fear for the friend it is, for what it teaches and how it serves. When we feel the hairs on the back of our neck bristling for no reason, when we sense an unexplainable tremulousness, never again deny it or call it neurotic. Instead, welcome it, go into it, see what it is trying to show us. I've never looked at fear that way. I don't know about you.
And our next song is Start Living by Deidre Francois. Are you scared and alone in the dark? A passenger in your life, claimed nothing as your own. Are you lonely? Close the door to the world, seen it all unfold, and time has passed you by. Don't be afraid. Trust the voice in your heart. My gift to you is peace and happiness. Just start living. Start loving. Take a chance. See what life's about. Just start living. The time is now. Just start living. You are here to live right now. Are you unwell? Do you wear all life's scars? Forgotten how to smile and lost in your sorrows? Has your heart been broken? Think love's just a word. Forgiving everyone, but can't forgive yourself. Don't be afraid. Love's not far away. My gift to you is love and tenderness. Just start living. Start loving. Take a chance. See what life's about. Just start living. The time is now. Just start living. You are here to live right now. My gift to you is peace. My gift to you is love. My gift to you is life. Just start living. Start loving. Take a chance. See what life's about. Just start living. The time is now. Just start living. Life is here, so live right now. Live
Wow, that was an epic song. And Dedry Francois, who used to be our music director years ago, wrote that. What an incredible, incredible piece. And of course, you know it to heart. It's just fabulous. Thank you. I'm Reverend Anna Haukangas for those of you watching online. Those of you who are here, you know me. So today we're looking at seeing beyond the facts, creating a new inner picture. And so I'd like to talk about rearview mirrors, recliners, and a woman called Mary. So, are you ready? Okay. And if my clicker will behave. I think I may need a new battery for anybody that would be willing to scoot over. Because the light's not even going on it. So anyways, I was on vacation and we were at the cottage, my son's cottage up in Sudbury. And Brenda sent me a note because we send little notes to each other, you know, little whatever emojis and things like that. And so she says, "Oh, you must just love the fact that the loons are waking you up." And I said, "Actually, there's a rooster just down the lake and it wakes up at 5:30. And it's the one who's waking everybody up. The loons kind of wake up later than that." So it was very bizarre, thank you, to have a rooster waking us up. So let's see if this works now. Yes, it's got a light, thank you. So let's say this affirmation together if that's comfortable. I see with the eyes of possibility. I welcome a larger vision of my life, and I allow that vision to shape my experience. So you kind of have a clue of what I'm going to talk about. So I was going to hand this out, and then I thought, you guys probably aren't into coloring. You'll have coffee instead later, right? But, you know, it was a thought for a moment. And this is a page where it has all the numbers and the colors for the numbers. And imagine if somebody hands you a paint by number kit, and every number's already been chosen, and every color's been chosen, and every line's already been drawn, and your only job is to stay inside the lines. So you can imagine that. How many of you used to do that kind of coloring? And did you stay inside the lines? Some people did, and most actually did, and some didn't. And it's interesting, isn't it? Why would we stay within the lines when it's something creative? But, you know, this is sort of where I'm going with this. So do you live your life like that too? Have there been lines and particular colors set in parts of your life, and you are following someone else's pattern, not your own? And do you believe that the past has already outlined your future? So if you came from this heritage, or you came from that faith belief, or you came from that demographic, that are you living your life based on those ideas, or have you transformed them to something that suits you better? So is your age defined by what you've seen and experienced from other people who got old, or your health, or your finances, or your relationships? Are you repeating what someone else has done, or are you doing it deliberately for you? And did you know that you could? And have they become the lines that you never question? I remember the first time my son was going to spend time with his dad in Toronto, and I was in Sudbury, and he was going to spend time at Christmas time. And because I was in the beauty business, that was the busiest time of year for me. So I was happy to not have a little kid around at Christmas time. He could go and have his fun with his family. But as he got older, I really missed the fact that we didn't spend Christmas together, but I had kind of established a routine at that point. And now he's an older man, and he has a child, and he's coming to spend Christmas with me this year. Like, you know, things change. They're out of the box. They're coloring outside of the lines. And so my gift to him is to help him get here instead of buying a gift. So principle is not bound by precedent, and that sounds like a lot of P words, doesn't it? Well, principle is another word for life or God, or like electricity is a principle as well. And what this statement says is that it doesn't matter what came before, it is in the now. So gravity doesn't care if I, dropped something. If I go to drop it again, it will drop it in the way that it is. And so spirit is the same way. Spirit doesn't care what happened in the past, even a second ago. You get to choose right in this moment. And that's the beauty of who we are, what we are. So spiritual principle is never limited by what's happened before. And yet many of us live based on past experiences, based on statistics, on diagnoses, on the failures that we had, or even the success stories. But they don't have to determine who you are now. You can choose that. Yeah, it is good, isn't it? Principle responds to consciousness in the present moment, not to history. Now, if your consciousness is history, your history, then that's what principle is going to respond to. So just because something's never happened before or has always happened a certain way doesn't mean that it must continue. And I'm always ready for surprises. Infinite intelligence is always expressing in fresh and creative ways. And I find that so fascinating because as I am being and growing and evolving, I get responses back from what I call the infinite that are exactly like who I'm being. So that's why I'm talking about recliners. Now, why would I want to talk about recliners? Because my consciousness is that of desiring comfort. And when I'm at home, I have a recliner chair. And it's even a power recliner chair, so that I can have my feet up a certain amount of time during the day. And I was thinking, okay, I have 3 weeks away, well, 2 weekends and, about 12 days. And I'm not going to be at home. What am I going to do? I don't have my recliner and it's too big to put in the car. And then I said, no, I'm going to say to Spirit, I'm ready to be comfortable, surprise me. So the first place we go, there's a nice, even nicer than my recliner, where we're staying for the first 3 days. Yay! The second place we go, there are 5 recliners in the living room. I get to choose whichever one I want. So it was a 3-seater couch with 2 on the side, a double-seater couch, those 2 were recliners, plus a recliner. And so I'm laughing. Now, the guys don't know anything about why I'm laughing, but I'm just thinking, this is spirit, because I was ready to receive my comfort. And it showed up in ways I couldn't have imagined. So I bet you have a recliner story. And if you don't, you're going to have one this week. So when you align your thinking with possibility rather than precedent, you open yourself to opportunities beyond your current understanding. I mean, I couldn't have in a gazillion years imagined that Randy's best friend from school would have 5 recliners in his living room. He lives alone. He's a tiny little man. Like it just didn't make any sense, and yet there they were. I did. And I found the one I liked the best. So principle isn't saying what happened yesterday must happen again. That's the thing I want you to realize. It's asking, what are you prepared to express today? So what are you prepared to express today? What if infinite intelligence never intended you to color inside someone else's picture? Or the picture of your past even? Why even spend time there? And what if your deepest spiritual work is learning to paint a completely new picture? And I'm using painting as a metaphor, of course, because painting seems to be like public speaking for some people, terrifying. But use whatever idea you can. Thinking into your new life, imagining into your new life. Because the mind thinks in pictures. I've only met one person in my life who couldn't see images. She could feel, she could sense, she could smell, but she could not see an image. And I found that so fascinating. But most of us do. And so think about your front door. Close your eyes just quickly for a moment and think about your front door. You don't see the letters FRONTDOOR, do you? Open your eyes again. What you see is the door, don't you? You immediately see an image, and your mind is constantly creating pictures of who you are and what's possible and what to expect. And then there are interesting things like imagine a lemon and imagine biting into a lemon. And not only does the picture come to mind, but the salivation happens immediately. So we really respond to images. And eventually you begin living inside those pictures. And that's why sometimes we get trapped in that coloring within someone else's lines. Because we haven't stopped to think about it, to say there's another way. Charles Fillmore, who was one of the co-founders of Unity, said, thoughts held in mind produce after their kind. And notice he didn't say passing thoughts, because boy, if all my passing thoughts became reality, there'd be quite a chaotic situation going on. He said held in mind, so things that you think about consistently. The pictures that you repeatedly hold, especially with feeling, eventually become the life you experience. For me, the recliner, I imagined myself comfortable everywhere I was. And so that comfort showed up in ways that I couldn't have even conjured up. So let's look at this pictures that you hold shape your experience, that fear can become a friend by revealing the picture you're believing, and that you can consciously choose a new vision for your life. You can, at any stage. So one of the greatest discoveries in New Thought isn't simply that thoughts matter, it's that our minds think visually. Imagine the first person who realized that we see pictures in our minds and could articulate that. And what was the purpose of that? And how do we use it? Our expectations are pictures. You may not think they are. Our memories are pictures. Our worries are pictures, and feelings in some cases. And our dreams are pictures. I dreamt about doing the talk this morning, and everybody was in different rooms, and I was trying to like herd cats. Come on, everybody, I want to talk to you in one room. And I woke up thinking, that was weird. It was definitely a picture, though. So every time you imagine tomorrow, whatever you imagine, you're painting. And every time that you remember yesterday, you're painting. The question isn't whether you're painting. The question is, what picture are you painting? Is it you, joyful, peaceful, happy, feeling, ooh, so good? Or is it, ooh, not so good? I saw myself in a recliner. I just think it's a hoot. I think it's a hoot. So someone who experienced rejection 20 years ago may still unconsciously see themselves as the person who gets overlooked until you realize that that's what you're doing. Someone who struggled financially may continue to picture themselves as always behind the 8 ball. And it's to recognize that if any of these resonate with you, what might you think of instead? Someone who experienced illness may begin to identify more with the diagnosis than the life expressing through them. They'll say, my cancer, my, and fill in the blanks, instead of the, which means you can take it and put it over there. Because it isn't yours, you're experiencing it. So the pictures become so familiar and they become believable, and the believable begins to influence all of our choices then. See, I could have said, well, Randy, you go to that reunion by yourself because I don't know that I'm going to be all that comfortable.
And I thought, no, hey, I was more comfortable than anybody there. Like it was grand. And so you can do that. You can do that with your life. You really can. Charles Fillmore reminds us that thoughts held in mind produce after their kind. They do. So whatever you think about consistently, start to notice how those experiences show up in your life. You're not magically controlling the universe with some kind of wand. You're not. Consciousness naturally expresses itself through the images that you continually nurture. So there's no mystery, there's no miracle when it's good, and there's no disaster when it's bad. It's not magical. It's you controlling the pictures and the feelings in your mind. So imagine driving while looking only in the rearview mirror. Eventually you'd crash. And yet, how many times do we live thinking about the past all the time? Right? And yet many of us navigate looking almost entirely through yesterday's pictures. And that we expect that same thing to happen. Even the good stuff, like, can you imagine if you had a really great day yesterday, you could say, I wonder how much better it can get, rather than let's repeat yesterday. Why not expand it a little bit? Spirit continually invites us to look through the windshield instead. And that's why our eyes are in the front. You know, there are certain animals that have eyes on the side, and there's a reason for that, for their protection. So what keeps you from painting a larger picture? That's what I'd like to know. And everyone will have a different answer for that. Maybe you don't feel deserving. Maybe it never occurred to you. Maybe you didn't realize that you had a choice. Or maybe it's fear. Charles Fillmore again said, fear is faith in evil instead of faith in God. Now, the word evil, when Charles Fillmore uses it, is thinking incorrectly, missing the mark. So fear is faith in missing the mark instead of faith in possibilities. Fear is simply faith pointed in the wrong direction. So where are you placing your faith, your expectation, your belief? In yesterday's disappointments, today's diagnosis, tomorrow's worries? Why worry about tomorrow and then you bring it on? Or in possibilities? Notice where your creative energy is flowing. Fear shines a flashlight on the very place you've been focusing on, and then you get to choose. So every time you're afraid, imagine it's a flashlight going, take a really good look at that. Is that what you want? Because fear is a messenger. What picture are you believing right now? And once you see the picture, you can choose another. So now I'll tell you about a woman called Mary Morrissey, and that facts are real and they are never the final word. So as a young woman, Mary seemed to have everything going for her. She dreamed of becoming a teacher, and then she became pregnant during high school. In 1966, she was asked to leave school because it was considered inappropriate for a pregnant student to attend with other girls. And I remember there was a girl in our school too who was asked to leave. They didn't want to see someone that way at school. And overnight, the future she had imagined disappeared because of this pregnancy. Only a few months later, she was then diagnosed with severe kidney disease as well. Doctors believed one kidney had failed and the other was failing as well. Now she already had this young child. And they told her that she might only have months to live. If any of you have seen, she's on Facebook even today. So, this was 1966. So the night before surgery, a hospital chaplain visited her. And instead of focusing on the illness, she shared one sentence that changed Mary's life. Everything is created twice, first in your mind and then in form. In other words, what you think in here shows up out there. And she asked her, could you believe there is even one possibility that your life could turn out differently? And Mary couldn't believe in a miracle. Like, she was totally bought in on this thing, like, my life is over. But she could believe in a possibility. So when the woman asked her the word possibility, could you believe that I can believe for you? And she said yes. So after surgery, whenever thoughts of shame returned, she consciously replaced them with a new picture. She imagined herself healthy. She imagined herself becoming a teacher. She imagined raising her son and going to his wedding. She imagined living the life she truly desired. And she did that initial imagining with that chaplain, and then continued to do it after she was out of the hospital. And slowly, against every medical prediction, her remaining kidney completely recovered. Doctors called it a miracle, probably. Mary eventually became a teacher, earned advanced degrees, became an ordained minister, and spent her life teaching others the power of transforming consciousness. And a lot of her focus today is on prosperity, because that is a main focus for a lot of people. In her case, it was being prosperous in her health. So her circumstances were real, and they weren't the whole story, and neither are yours. It doesn't have to end where you think this is the end. The GPS doesn't panic because you missed a turn. The old one used to. I don't know if you remember that. You missed your route, you're off route, you're off route, you're off route. But our life is not like that. It just simply recalculates, and spirit is always recalculating. You always get another opportunity. If not this, then there's something better. So you can consciously choose a new vision for your life. We become the picture that we practice. So Mary's story, whenever the old picture returned, she didn't argue with it. She didn't wrestle with it. She simply replaced it. Every time shame appeared, she intentionally returned to the life she was creating. She saw herself at her son's wedding. He was only a tiny little kid at this point. But she projected herself to that feeling of that future and the pride and all of that. And it seems crazy that you can do that with your imagination, but it worked. And it's worked for all of us in some way or another. I'm sure you can think of a time. And that's what spiritual practice is really. It's not pretending, it's choosing. And it may feel like pretending if you're not used to it, and that's okay. Ernest Holmes wrote, "Life is a mirror and reflects back to the thinker what he thinks into it." So every day we're practicing something. So what are we rehearsing? Fear, scarcity, separation, oh no, or peace and possibility and wholeness and love, and that some way, somehow I'm going to be comfortable on my trip. So imagine yourself a year from today. You'll be a year older. You'll be more awake. You'll be more peaceful, more compassionate, more joyful, more courageous, healthier. Or will you? Because it's a choice. So see yourself responding instead of reacting. Okay, so this has occurred. How do I respond rather than react? Listen instead of defending. Create instead of worrying. And achieve instead of striving. Because you can say, okay, well, this is going to be hard work, and guess what? It's going to be hard work. Or you could say, this is going to be hard work, but I love hard work, so that's good. Or you can say, this is really flowing and easy. Allow the picture to become vivid, because spirit doesn't simply respond to words, it responds to the consciousness that you embody. The world constantly hands you photographs from yesterday. Spirit continually hands you a blank canvas. Your work isn't to deny facts. Your work is to refuse to believe that they're the final chapter. So fear may visit, let it, and then ask it, what picture are you inviting me to examine? And when you've seen the picture that you want to create, pick up a new brush, a new thought, a new dream. Paint a larger possibility. Paint yourself as whole, as love expressing, as peace in action, whatever it is. Because every great transformation begins long before any circumstances change. It begins with the moment that you're willing to imagine more than your history. So fear isn't the opposite of faith. Fear simply reveals where you've placed your faith. So would you read the spiritual mind treatment with me? And think about the phrases as you're saying them. I recognize one infinite life expressing perfectly as me. I claim the clear vision of my highest possibility. I see myself through the eyes of spirit, whole, capable, creative, and free. Every thought, every choice, and every step reflects the greater truth of possibility. My life unfolds in harmony with this inner vision, and I joyfully embody all I am created to be. And so it is. And so it is. So we looked at recliners, rear view mirrors, and Mary. And I hope you took something with you. What did you take with you? Marcy, I'll get you to start.
I am taking with me, when you align your thinking with possibility rather than precedent, you open yourself to possibilities beyond your current thinking.
Okay. Now, can you read that back to me, making an I statement out of all of that?
Oh, goody. When I align my thinking with possibility rather than precedent, I open myself to opportunities beyond my current thinking.
Yes, you do.
Yes, I do.
Thank you for putting up with me. Deborah?
You can hear me? Good. So, as always, I was reading a book and I came across this and I thought, you know what, we really have to remember this. It says, the past is a memory and it's a collection of stories, and the stories that you've created are not necessarily factual. It's your perception of how you think whatever happened.
Yes.
Also, the idea that the future is an expectation, or it's a worry, or it's a fear. So the idea that you really only have the moment. So I thought, well, that kind of makes sense when you start to think about it. Why worry about what happened yesterday when it's probably not true anyways? Why worry about tomorrow, because we don't even know if it's going to happen? It's just an expectation. And I thought it was pretty funny because on the page is a list of to make. To make was pork kebabs, was mac and cheese, was rice pudding. I haven't done any of it. So obviously I'm a bit of a failure already.
No, you just have the right to change your mind.
That's what I was thinking too. Apparently I'm still coloring outside the box.
Thank you. Wait, we'll take the microphone for people at home.
We have a comment from Celia. I love that way of thinking of fear as a gift speaking from my spirit to myself. So my fear deserves a thank you and listen, and then a choice, new chapter. Spirit is always recalculating.
Nice. Thank you.
All right. Well, I have it. So I found there was this Identity Reset Summit that I was part of. It was an online program, and Michael Beckwith was one of the speakers. And it's all about, and he did a master class on visioning and really identity resetting. So the past does not predict necessarily what the future. But the thing is, there was a question that stuck out. He said, "What is it that I'm supposed to become to be what Spirit has meant me to be?" Something like that.
Okay.
It's ask the question and then be still with it and listen for the answers. So, what am I supposed to be? What is
the call?
What is my calling? What is my what am I here for?
Yes.
Right. So,
And I'd like to add to that, because yes, that's part of it. The other is that Spirit doesn't know what's going to happen till you make up your mind.
yes.
So you need to first of all be open to whatever guidance you get,
Yes.
and then it's to make up your mind,
Yes.
because it's not just to get the vision. There's got to be some kind of action on your part.
And it's supposed to. There's also a part that ground it, to stabilize it, to enact on it.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's the fifth principle of unity, is to take action. It's one thing to pray till the cows come home, but if you don't do something in some way, whatever you're compelled to do, it's likely not going to occur the way that you want it. Yeah. Randy's got.
Yeah, what comes to mind for me is that thoughts are things, they're nouns, they're real. And if I look around at people, I see some people that were always happy. I see other people that are always sad, and so on. So it becomes a mindset there. These are not, my life's better than yours, my life's worse than you, whatever. It's the way you're seeing it. Because if you look at the people you know, they're speaking from a mindset. One life is not that different than the other.
Yes. Well, and I knew when you came into the building, because you have a particular laugh, and I could hear your laughter. And so speaking about somebody who is always joyful and laughing. Yeah. Appreciate that.
I wish. I'm working on it.
Well, it shows. So Bruce, last one.
Okay, I'll just tell you, thank you for the lesson. It's awesome. I always used to color outside the lines so that I would destroy the perfectionism. Because my parents always wait for you to make a mistake so they can criticize me. So I get it out of the way early. So
Okay, you were a rebel right from the get-go.
And if you buy a recliner, watch out for the guarantee. I went through one where they only guarantee the nuts and bolts for the first 2 years, even though it was a 5-year guarantee.
Okay.
And I said, what kind of stuff is that? I said, what do you do for the last few years? Take the beer stains out of it? You know? Anyway, you got to watch it. Anyway, thank you.
Yeah, I bought extra insurance for mine, so
All right.
I'm covered. Okay, thank you. And know that you can join us on our Zoom as well afterwards. It's the group from York Region that gets together, and the address for the Zoom link is in the description box below.
And of course, I think we've covered all the ways that you can donate to us to support our ministry and everything that you see here every Sunday. So for all the gifts we are about to receive, let us say this affirmation together in thanks. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all I give and all I receive, and so it is.
And next week is our Great Peace Experiment, so hopefully we'll see you here or online as we are being the peace that we wish to see in the world.
And our last song for the day is Relax, Let Go by Karen Drucker. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. All is well, all is well. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. All is well, all is well, all is well. And every day I affirm and pray that I'm blessed with everything I have. I release my fear, cause it's all so clear. I am held, I am loved, I am safe. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I am well, I am well, I am well. And now I see what my life can be when I trust in the process and have faith. And now I know that when I let go, that I have all I ever need. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I am well, I am well, I am well. Sing it with me. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. All is well, all is well. One more time. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. All is well, all is well. I am well, I am well. All is well, all is well. I am well.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us online. And for those of you that are here in the sanctuary, I love you. And it's great to be back. Bye for now. See you next week. It was that rooster.